The Enchanted Forest, 3 Wishes. Chapter 1, The Prologue. A doe called the Princess of the Forest and a vixen called Maid Marian are best friends until circumstances drove them apart. On a fateful day, the princess battled an evil character called Lieutenant Vixen, and she defeated her. With help from the great stag, a deer, the foxy outlaw Robin Hood, and an enchanted cowboy doll named Woody, the princess rescued Marian. 20 years passed. The alicorns, Celestria and Luna, saw a conflict between the fox, Todd, and the deer, Bambi. Chapter 2, Bambi and Feline. The story began on a beautiful day in the springtime. The deer fawn, Bambi, played with a little skunk, Flower, at the meadowland. Later that day, Bambi is bored until he sees a small doe fawn. She is Bambi's best friend, Feline. Although Bambi believes his mother, the princess of the forest, abandoned him, he did not notice she traveled to the tree village to escape from the hunters. Feline once lived with her parents, but when the hunters killed them, Feline escaped to an old tree house. Meanwhile, her pet Jiminy Cricket arrived to help Feline to the tree village to escape the hunters. After they left, Bambi blamed Jiminy for the Todd the Fox incident. Chapter 3, Man in the Forest. On a gloomy night, somewhere in the forest, a pirate who was a nasty man named James Hook and his assistant, Mr. Smee, tried to hunt down some deer. But then, a handsome young fox lurks in the darkness and stopped them. It was Todd. With help from the creatures, Sam I Am and Guy Am I, Todd chased Hook and Smee off a cliff. The fox watched as Tick-Tock the crocodile chased the pirates away through the river. Elsewhere, a beautiful young doe left the tree village. It was the princess of the forest. She arrived to the meadowland, where she spent the night in the house of an old doe called Vina Woleen. Chapter 4, The Princess Returns. The next day, the princess of the forest introduced Vina to the chimpanzee wizard, Philip Cedric Chimpanzee. From the beginning, Vina turns out to be the princess's mother, which makes her one of Bambi's grandparents. Meanwhile, Vina allows her daughter to wear a green suit. The princess looks very beautiful in it. Soon, she went to the forest and spent time with Luna. As the princess ran towards a cozy den, Luna sees Bambi until she sent the horse ponies, Pinkie Pie, Rainbow Dash, and Fluttershy to grant the young deer 3 wishes. Chapter 5, The First Wish. Later that day, the 3 ponies befriended Bambi, who was sad after an encounter at night with the mysterious lab mouse, the brain, and his sidekick, Pinkie. Bambi could not believe that a pair of mice are plotting to conquer his homeland. They are from London. When Bambi wished for a friend, the pink pony introduced him to Sam I Am. Meanwhile, in a waterfall neighborhood called Froggy Room, Feline and Jiminy accidentally summoned Todd. After a brief chase, Feline slapped him, and the fox told her the story of his past. Soon, Todd promised to take Feline to the tree village. Chapter 6, The Badger. At sunset in the forest, the princess spent time alone in the den. Unfortunately, it belonged to a rude old badger named Mr. Digger. He became furious and he chased the young doe to a fallen tree. Mr. Digger tried to take her back to the tree village, but then the princess of the forest refused and she tried to find Bambi. Suddenly, the rude badger bit the doe until he dragged her suit down and he ate it all. After Mr. Digger returned to the den, the naked deer sneaked to Vina's house, ashamed and embarrassed. Later that night, the princess took a bath and wears clothes. After Vina took her to bed, the sad princess cried herself to sleep. Chapter 7, Feline's Treehouse. Meanwhile, at the meadowland, Fluttershy took Bambi home with the great stag. Soon she sees Feline searching for the princess of the forest. Since Todd returned to the burrow, Fluttershy followed Feline and Jiminy to the old treehouse, where she introduced herself to the young doe. At first, Feline is reluctant, but then she got along with the Pegasus. Soon, Feline tells Fluttershy she lives alone because she escaped from her stepfather, who is a mean deer called Roger. The next day, in the forest, Feline tried to find the tree village, but then she's accompanied by the princess of the forest. She warned Feline to stay away from the bully deer, Rano. Chapter 8. Todd the Fox. Although Feline and the princess of the forest are traveling toward the tree village, Bambi spent time with the three ponies until he bumped into Todd. Just then, the fox tried to get along with the deer, but then Bambi ran away from Todd because he blamed the fox for trying to tear him apart for a couple of times. When a concerned Todd left, Fluttershy told Bambi the tale of Todd's past. Meanwhile, near the hilltop village, the beautiful deer, the princess, kept Feline safe. Chapter 9. Feline Saves Princess. At sunset, Captain Hook and Mr. Smee tried to find Bambi and hunt him down, but then the pirates saw the does walking outside the hilltop village. Just then, Hook and Smee began to chase Feline and the princess. Elsewhere, Phil the chimpanzee and a young fox named Jack saw what happened until they raced to the rescue. Suddenly, the princess fell into a pool of quicksand, but then, with help from Phil, Feline pulled the doe out and they escaped to the treehouse. A moment later, Rainbow Dash kicked Captain Hook in the buttocks until he crashed through a big rock. Dash soars off. Chapter 10. The Cantina. The next day, Bambi is concerned about Flower. As he began to search for the little skunk, Bambi the deer went with the three ponies to the cantina where the lions Simba and Nala worked. As he looked out the window, Bambi sees Feline and is shocked at when he sees her with Todd out there. The young deer could not believe it. Back in the forest, Feline met Ronald, who introduced himself to her. Jiminy Cricket appeared and he tried to warn the young doe, but Ronald knows about the cricket and he knocked him down. When the princess of the forest appeared, Ronald left. Soon, the doe allowed Feline to go with Todd to the tree village because she is afraid of Mr. Digger. Feline got a plan. Chapter 11. The Plot. Back at the cantina, Bambi found Flower, who was held captive by Roger. As Roger began arguing with his goons, who are a gang of bucks, a group of traveling showmen, Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Elmer Fudd, and Foghorn Leghorn, rescued Bambi and Flower until they escaped to the forest. Elsewhere, Pinky and the Brain followed the three ponies to the hilltop village so they could kidnap Bambi. After the cantinas closed, Todd the Fox confronted Roger. They used to be partners when they are younger, but then the deer betrayed the surprised Todd and plotted to conquer the forest. Todd raced off to warn Bambi. Chapter 12. The Battle Droids. Meanwhile, at the hilltop village, Bambi and Flower met their personal human friend, Tommy Oliver, who visits the place. Before they could do anything, a band of robotic soldiers called the Battle Droids grabbed Bambi and they pushed Tommy down the hill. In a small hut, the droids took Bambi to the mastermind. Mr. Brain, the lab mouse, revealed his horrible plan. He wanted to rule the Enchanted Forest. After Mr. Brain left, Ronald appeared with his gang of rowdy bucks. He wanted Bambi and Flower to join the gang, but then Bambi and Flower ran from the bully deer until they got out of the hut and disappeared in the forest. Todd the Fox is glad the young deer is safe.